Hey there friends, this is Mark Crilley doing another one of my message to my subscriber videos, and I thought to keep with the season I'd do a little pic here of Miki dressed up in her Christmas finest, give you guys something to look at while I answer some questions that have piled up quite a lot over the last couple of months. Who knows how long it's been since the last time I did one of these. But let me begin with a question that came to me not too long ago by someone called Mr. Depp50, and this is a message that came into my box, and it is the reason I'm reading it is because it is typical of a type of message that I get. Okay, and here is the message. I wonder if you could give me some advice when I draw manga. And I got to tell you, folks, I'm getting so many of these messages that I just could not begin to reply to all of them individually, giving people individual advice on how to draw manga. You know, I'm honored that you would come to me with questions like that, but unfortunately, I'm just really not going to be able to start responding and giving personalized advice to each person who asked me a question like that. So I just thought I'd sort of point that out so as not to waste anyone's time, because a lot of people are sending me these emails and probably hoping for a quick little reply, and you know, unfortunately I just can't do it. The kind of email that you will definitely find me being able to make use of is an email that requests a certain type of video. You know, can you do a video on whatever? And if I get enough videos requesting a certain thing, then definitely I will go ahead and make that video. So, you know, if you have any specific question, go ahead and ask me that. But unfortunately, I can't start replying to these requests for personal manga lessons or that kind of thing. Anyway, let me move on to the next one. Got a question quite a long time ago from one of my subscribers named Mira. And she says, how long does it take for you to draw one page? That's a great question. One page of Miki Falls, you know, when I first got into comics, I remember a friend of mine saying that if you can do one page a day, you're ahead of the game, or you're doing pretty well. With Miki Falls, I got to the point where I just had to do better than that. And toward the end, there were some days when I was doing 4 pages in just one day. Now, that's not counting the rough, you know, I was taking roughs and turning them into finished pages, so I don't know if I could even do that many pages if I was having to start from nothing. But that shows you the kind of pressure I was on, or under, toward the end of the Miki Falls project, to really kick up the production and get things done, and I'm very pleased that I managed to do it, but it wasn't easy, man. I was really killing myself to keep to that schedule. Let me put a pause on the camera and see if I can find another question. Oh, here's an interesting question. Lovable Baka emailed me or put a comment or something, says, if Miki Falls were made into a show, like a TV show, who would you want as the voice of Miki? What a cool question, and it is nice to dream about that kind of thing. The nice thing is it's not necessarily only a dream, because there has been some pretty serious interest in Miki Falls from folks in Hollywood, so let's keep our fingers crossed and see if it happens. You know, one of my pet peeves about anime or cartoons that are supposed to be Japanese characters is everyone sounds like they're from California, you know what I mean? All of the voice actors that they hire have that same kind of vocal quality, it seems to me anyway. I think it would be kind of cool if they could, I wonder if they could find a Japanese actress or someone who has just a very light Japanese accent. I think it would be kind of cool to convey that feeling that Miki is Japanese. But who knows? I really don't have any specific person in mind, but she should certainly have an innocent sound to her voice. So let me know what you think, folks. Who knows? Maybe someday soon I'll be in the position of choosing a vocal actress to do the part of Miki for a Miki Falls movie or something. Wouldn't that be awesome? Let's pause for another question. Oh, here's an interesting question. Aliaj, I think Aliaj9 asks me, does Miki Falls have any magic in it? And that's kind of a tricky one to answer. There is a huge supernatural aspect to the story. So it's definitely not just a story of real life in the real world. But, you know, when you say magic, I kind of think of like Harry Potter and, you know, people raising their hands and making incredible things happen. And there's definitely not that kind of magic in the story. But there are supernatural things that occur. Unfortunately, I can't really say exactly what they are without giving away too much about the plot of the book. But I would say that basically the human element is the most important element, and that the supernatural stuff occupies, you know, to put it in percentage terms, I'd say maybe 10 to 20% of it is supernatural, but all the rest of it is just like a real human story. So hope that answers that question. I had, what other question? How long are your books? Yeah, that's a good one. Each one of the books is between 165 to 169 pages. And so I don't know how that stacks up against a lot of manga. But the thing you have to keep in mind is that my manga is truly the product of one guy working out of his house without any assistance or anything like that. I think I'm pretty sure that most manga are created by teams of people. I mean, I know I saw in the Naruto book that they were talking about how there were 5 different guys working together to create 20 pages per week, which is, you know, impressive in its own way. But I don't have those assistants. You know, I'm not 5 guys. I'm just one guy. So for me to do this whole project under the time constraints was pretty tough. In any case, but I enjoy it. I really do. In fact, that leads us to the last question maybe that I'll answer today, and that is from Fruits Basket A101, I think. It says, is it hard being a manga writer? What's it like? And, you know, it's funny because I like read interviews, or I hear some comics people going on about how hard it is and how tough it is to do comics. And I want to be sure that I don't leave you with that impression only, because it's fun, you know, it's great. It's such a cool job. I feel incredibly lucky to be able to do it. And last thing I want to do is sound like I'm complaining about drawing. You know, I really enjoy it. And I would say the only hard part about it, from my point of view, is kind of worrying about whether the comic or manga that you've made, whether it's going to sell or not, you know? That's the tricky thing, and I hate having to think about that. But, you know, I have to, really, for my family's sake. I have to make sure that I'm paying attention to the marketplace and creating something that people will really like. And, you know, you all out there can help me with this. If you care to, let me know what kind of things are important for you to see in a manga. And that'll help me as I shape my next project. And I will be talking more about my next manga project. I do want to make sure, though, that everybody doesn't just skip Miki Falls and say, oh, well, I'll wait until his next project. Because if that's what you're thinking, it's going to be a long time, folks. It's probably going to be 2 years by the time my next project is actually in stores. But you are all going to be along for the ride, because once I do start getting into it, I'm going to keep doing videos and really show you guys the project as it evolves. So anyway, I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, all that good stuff. Thanks so much for watching the vids. And yeah, I'll be back with another one, as always, real soon.